kickoff. Just catch a glimpse of the match officials. Sylvain Mane, Stefan Rakoto Niraini, and Binete Sene. Lining up for Kenya: Okulo, Ganguma Musisi, Persian Shikoli, Ayimba, Maina Baraka, Opondo, Mwaura, Mulievi, Chacha, Osimbo, Mwangi, Okech. Replacements: Otieno, Wama, Makaya, Aswani, Kipsang, Masharia, Odwor, and Airo. Just catch a glimpse of the Namibians into that huddle. Lining up for the Namibians: Otto, Hrobela, Shuya, Drago Hondla, Namaseb, Ferris, Jansen, Groove, Blau, Van Rooy, Hawanga, Karsten, Holzhausen, Hanekom, and Buekes. Replacements: Pearson, Bedis, Lauha, Rousseau, Buekes, Bayer, Steenkamp, and Majiet. And we are looking forward to a great 80 minutes of rugby. And just catch a glimpse there of the referee, Sylvain Mane, the man who will be in charge of this fixture. It's a cool afternoon in Nairobi, 27 degrees Celsius with a humidity of 57% and a wind speed of 18 kilometers per hour. And any moment now, this match will be kicking off. So waiting the final signal from Sylvain Mane. Looks at his watch, ensures his earpiece is functional. And one last signal from the fourth official. And having a feel of the ball there is the Namibian kicker, the man who will be getting this fixture underway at the Nyayo National Stadium. Geraldo Buekes, tournament top scorer, and we are underway the semi-final in the Rugby Africa Barthes Under-20 trophy, Kenya versus Namibia. And immediately a scrum down there. And in commentary is myself, Michael Kwambo, with the analysis from Ernest Akore Birungi. And it is a scrum feed for the Namibians right on the Kenyan 22. It will be the captain, Oela Plau, with the scrum feed. The drive comes through from the Namibians, looking for the first attack, but a hint of the handling error indeed. It is called by Sylvain Mane. And some respite there for the Kenyans. Ernest Okor, what can we look forward to in this fixture?
Two of the strongest sides in this championship, the Barthes Under-20 championship, they played together in the last final. They are defending champion against former champion. So we expect high-level rugby on the African continent, but then also we expect a cracking game of youthful and entertaining African rugby.
Indeed, and we also look forward to a lot more of your expert analysis as the play continues. It will be a scrum feed for the Kenyans. Emmanuel Opondo plays for the Daystar Falcons, who have just been promoted to the Kenyan second tier. That is Opondo with the kick behind the Namibian defenders. The bounce of the ball eventually is claimed by the Namibians. And it is the Namibian number 8, Rian Grove, setting up a platform there. This is Blau bringing in his support runners. That is John Baraka, the Kenyan captain, committing himself to the tackle. Still the Namibians looking to get the ball going. Another decisive tackle there from the Kenyan fly half. Samuel Mwaura plays his rugby for Top Fry Nakuru in the central rift city of Nakuru. The ball is on the floor. The contest is furious. And this is Blau. Ball is booted downfield, looking for territory. That is a long kick. Doesn't find territory as intended by Rashano Van Rooy, the Namibian fly half. 2 minutes played here at the Nyayo National Stadium in the heart of Nairobi. It will be a line-out throw for the Kenyans. They are the hosts and defending champions. Remember, in 2019, they defeated Namibia by 21 points to 18 to win their first ever title, and then defended it in 2021 with a narrow 21-20 win over Madagascar. Id Ganguma, two-try hero in the 54-20 victory over Uganda, bracing himself for the line-out throw. It is picked up in the air by Elvis Persian. This is the captain, John Barakas. The Kenyans getting their first meaningful whiff of possession, driving past the Namibians. The ball is on the floor. Opondo looks for it furiously. The Kenyans driving forward, breaching the Namibian defense once again, setting up another platform, but the penalty advantage is called in Namibia's favor. And that, Ernest Akor, was a good drive forward from the Kenyans. They're indiscipline, though, at the breakdown, just letting them down.
Late arrival at that breakdown gives a chance to Geraldo Bukes to effect that turnover, and it has given Namibia a chance now to attack off a set piece at the line-out and replicate probably what Kenya had done with their set piece on the other side.
Certainly, and we are looking forward, as we mentioned earlier on, to an entertaining afternoon of rugby. The hopes of a nation lie on the Kenyan under-20s, but also on the Namibian under-20s. And if you're watching this game in Windhoek, Namibia, or Nairobi, Kenya, I'm sure you will be at the edge of your seats. And from the line out, the ball is plucked by the Namibians. Once again, just coming in short, carrying that ball towards the Kenyan 22, struggling to get it off the floor. That is Matthias Osimbo, the Kenyan center, committing himself to the tackle. Now playing it short for the Namibians. This is Blau once again looking for his support runners. They do arrive. That is the man in shirt number 5, Gregory Namaseb. This is Blau with the distribution. Is short. They are looking to punch holes in the Kenyan defense. The ball is presented on the floor. Change of direction there. But the Kenyans earning some respite once again. Well, actually not. The referee, Sylvain Mane, calling for the penalty, and the Namibians electing to go for goal. Remember, this is knockout rugby, and any points you get on the day matter. And it is Oela Blau, the Namibian captain, kicking for goal. It's a straightforward kick, at least from where we are seated in commentary. Straightforward indeed, the opening points of the board. Namibia taking a 3-0 lead, courtesy of that penalty from the captain, Oela Blau. And that was his lead up towards that kick. Remember, the action is live from the Nyayo National Stadium in Nairobi. The Barthes Under-20 trophy is the Rugby Africa Under-20 Championship, and previously has been used as a qualifier to the World Rugby Junior Trophy, the second tier of World Championships for the 20 and below age group. That ball claimed by the Kenyans from the restart. No, it wasn't, but it was a kick deep into Namibian territory. The Namibians will be looking to slow down the attacking impetus of the Kenyans, and obviously will be looking to starve them of possession, because at any level, Kenyan backs are renowned for their pace. The Namibians, on the other hand, electing to play a lot more in the forwards. This is Id Ganguma with the line-out throw for the Kenya Under-20s, also known as Chipu. Not the best of line-out throws, but it is claimed by Elvis Persian. This is John Baraka. Changes direction. Looks to have lost the ball as he went to the floor. Doesn't matter because it's kept alive. Nick Okulo being driven back by the furious tackling from the Namibian forwards. Matthias Osimbo thought he had spotted a gap, but the referee calling for the initial handling error. 8 minutes played here at the Nyayo National Stadium. Ernest Akor, do you think this game is slowly but surely bubbling into life?
Yeah, without a doubt. We've seen both teams getting a chance at possession. We've seen both teams getting a chance at good territory to attack. But it's only Namibia that have had the cleaner opportunity to score, and that's through the penalty. So I think both teams will need to have their discipline on point, and because the attack is going on well, but the discipline is what is letting them down.
Definitely, and we still have all of 72 minutes. 72 minutes that will be critical. That is assuming that this game doesn't go into overtime. And it is a free kick to the Namibians. They are certainly enjoying the early phases of play, all the decisions going in their favor. Tactical discipline will be critical for the Kenyans, but also for the Namibians. And you can see what they're doing, just trying to keep this game slow and within their control. The line out quickly taken. Once again, the Namibians looking for territory, obviously having watched the video of the game between Kenya and Uganda in that quarterfinal on Saturday, when the Kenyan back three for large spells of that game were uncomfortable, Ernest, with fielding the raised balls from their opponents.
Yeah, it is that back and forth kicking game that is going to make the difference in the backfield. We've seen the Namibian backfield defending very, very deep and similar to the Kenyan backfield. So the forwards will need to be keen as the ball is flying over their heads to ensure that they are not caught offside. But then also, once the play has been called, they need to maintain their discipline in the middle. And we have seen a penalty given away. And now Kenya can also get their scoreboard ticking.
Definitely, and the man tasked with the kicking duties from slightly close to the halfway line is Tonio Ketch. We saw him step up to take over the kicking duties from Cornelius Mokoro. And he did that quite well. This is a big kick for the youngster. This is Mokoro with a kick from the middle of the park. It is high, but doesn't have the distance. Kicking away possession and into the hands of the Namibians. And I'm sure the Namibians are going to do that all afternoon. Play a territorial game. Curtis Olago is already barking his instructions to his touchline staff. Curtis Olago, a lively figure. What do you know about Curtis Olago, Ernest?
I've had a chance to interact with him at the team hotel, because they are sharing a hotel with Team Uganda, and he's a bubbly gentleman with some jokes. But I know for a fact that he's very serious when it comes to executing and minding his and meaning business when it comes to executing the role with his players.
Indeed, as the Namibians looking to get out of their 22, an attacking move there. This is an opportunity to take out the Kenyan defenders. Matthias Osimbo committing himself on the tackle. The Namibians looking to ensure that they find themselves in possession and territory. That was the ball ripped off. And it is now Kenya in possession. Emmanuel Opondo carrying it forward. That's Stanislaus Shikoli setting up a platform for Emmanuel Opondo once again. Playing it backfield. The kick behind from Tonio Ketch. That's a smart kick from the Kenya fullback. And this will be an opportunity for the Kenya under-20s to, first of all, secure possession and then make another foray into the Namibian 22.
I think there the fly half, Samuel Mwarua was going for the 50-22, but it was carried back into his own half, so it will be a defending line out for Kenya, but it's very good territory inside that 22-meter territory. They lost the last line out, but then now they have a chance to return the favor by stealing this line out from the Namibians.
And from the line out, it is the Namibians in possession. Wicked step there from the Namibian number 12, that is Patrick Karsten. Still Namibia slowly but surely looking to work their way out of their own 22. 13 minutes played here at the Nyayo National Stadium. The penalty from Olea Plau is the difference between Kenya and Namibia. That ball claimed by, that was Roy Mulyevi starting on the wing this afternoon ahead of Anderson Oduor, who starts from the bench. Tonio Ketch with another big kick downfield. Namibians just looking to set up another face. That is probably what's going to happen all afternoon. A bit of ping pong. Kenyans looking to play it in hand, and then the handling error. Samuel Mwaura just took his eye off the ball for a moment. These unforced errors, probably a sign of nerves and jitters from the young Kenyan side. See that the delivery, Samuel Mwaura caught in two minds. Playing the biggest game of his fledgling under-20 career so far. It will be a scrum feed for Namibia, and it is Oela Plau with the scrum feed. And the Namibians attacking down that right channel. That's an incisive run from Owen Hawanga, finding the floor. That was Geraldo Buex looking to attack down the blind side, but they keep it alive, setting up a platform on the Kenyan 22. This is Philippus Shuya. Shuya to the floor. Rian Grove filling in at scrum half there. Ball again carried forward by Friedrich Grobela. Mwaura committing himself to the tackle. The ball is lost. A litany of errors, and eventually the referee Sylvain Mane handing the advantage to Namibia. Namibia, you must admit, enjoying the fairer share of possession and calls 16 minutes into the game.
Yeah, they've appeared to have settled in quicker than their host Kenya. But then there's that final touch on the ball that's denying them the chance to break the line. And Kenya defending tight and strong, keeping them away from their try area. So they will need to be a bit more innovative to break a resilient Kenyan defense that has pushed them behind the gain line and now has them on a scrum just 10 meters behind where they would have loved to be.
Definitely Namibia playing in a prime piece of real estate. It's an excellent take from Patrick Karsten. That was Ray Ferris. Namibians now attacking down that channel. Another penalty call in their favor. The Kenyans will have to watch their discipline. Namibia out here in Nairobi signaling the intent as they want to reclaim the title that they lost to the Kenyans in 2019. It will be another stab at goal from the captain and scrum half Oela Plau. And obviously you can see the Namibians keen to put day and distance between them and Kenya. And they certainly will be grabbing every opportunity to get points on the board. This is Oela Plow. His goal attempt this time around sails wide, but in spite of that kick sailing wide, Ernest, you just feel the Namibians have settled into the game quicker than the Kenyans.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I felt that kick by Tony Okech was a bit outside kicking territory, his kicking territory inside his own half. But there's that need to also get the game going for the Kenyans, and the penalty wasn't successful. This time in kickable territory for Namibia, it sails wide. So Kenya well still into this game, but they need to get their game and their scoreboard ticking.
Indeed, and earlier on we saw that line break from Matthias Osimbo, as the Kenyans are finding themselves in another whiff of possession. They will be looking to exit their 22. That is Tony Okech with the kick downfield, looking to play via the 50, 20, 22. Well, actually, it was Samuel Maura who was trying to look for territory. And that's a big kick from the young Kenyan fly half. Id Ganguma retaining the ball for the line-out throw for Kenya. Id Ganguma plays his club rugby for Kenyan second-tier side South Coast Pirates, located in the resort town of Ukunda on the Kenyan coast. This is Ganguma. His line-out delivery will have to be superb if the Kenyans want to get anything meaningful. And as we speak of that, the Kenyans giving away possession to the Namibians, who are looking to attack again down that right channel. And that is Geraldo Buix. He's just bundled out into touch. And a bit of argy-bargy between both sets of players. A lot of passion, a lot of emotion in this particular fixture. And then also, Ernest, you have to consider the exuberance of youth.
Yeah, it's this energy that we'll have to see. The seniors have such a display when they're playing the Rugby Africa Cup. But then there's that excitement of youth in these sides, as we've seen the top 8 sides in the continent go against each other in this tournament. And this is what makes the Rugby Africa Under-20 Barthes trophy very, very exciting.
Indeed, and this time round, the Kenyans getting it right from the line out. The ball is kicked downfield again. And that was a smart kick from Tony Okech. You can see the intent. You can see the intent from the Kenyans, trailing by 3 points. That early penalty from Oela Blau, the difference. Namibia began their campaign in Nairobi with a 62-0 victory over Côte d'Ivoire in the opening quarter-final on Saturday, while Kenya defeated Uganda 54-20 in the closing quarter-final at this very venue also on Saturday, and that is how these two teams set up this afternoon's date. Ganguma Id with the line-out throw. Struggling this afternoon. And that is a line break from Gregory Namaseb. Was that a handling error there from Oela Plow? Well, the referee deems that motion to have gone backwards. And therefore, Namibia still in possession and looking to exit their 22. That kick doesn't find touch. Instead, it is into the hands of Tony Okech. The tackle is big, but it is the Kenyans keeping it alive through Matthias Osimbo. Thought he had gotten the opportunity to beat two Namibian defenders, but Sylvain Mane, center referee, having none of that. 22 minutes played here at the Nyayo National Stadium. 22 minutes that have flown so fast. This is the first of the semi-finals in the Rugby Africa Under-20 Barthes Trophy. And this was a catch looking to dance past his defenders. Instead, planted into the ground by Neil Holzhausen, the Namibian number 13. And Namibia have been penalized for that bit of dangerous play. Scores remain 3-0 at the Nyayo National Stadium. Kenyans electing to scrummage. Obviously, Curtis Olago has a lot of faith in his forwards. Remember, part of Curtis Olago's coaching staff includes Richmond Baraza, former Nakuru and Mwamba prop forward who also played for Kenya. And one of the game's great scrummagers in his day. And this is Okech. Kenyans looking to open up the Namibian defense. It is kept alive. And this is an opportunity for Kenya. But David Mwangi just gets a foot into touch. But looking a lot more lively from the home side, Ernest.
Oh yeah, very nice set piece at the scrum. They are using that dummy run, that blind run to set up the fullback in open space. But it's that final pass by Tony Okech that has sent the try begging. I felt they could have made some, scored a try in the corner, but then the scrambled defense by the Namibians forced them into touch.
Certainly, and this game living up to its billing. Some have called it the final before the final. And from the line-out throw, Namibia lose it. It is the Kenyans in possession, keeping it alive. That is Felix Chacha setting up another platform. Opondo, Matthias Osimbo. Osimbo's on the floor. The Namibians looking to disrupt the Kenyan momentum. And yes, they forced the turnover. And there will have to be a lot more discipline and commitment from the Kenyans, but kudos to the Namibians throwing everything at the Kenyans and disrupting whatever forward momentum was being built by the defending champions. And with that break in play, maybe we can just go over that particular moment for the Kenyans. Ernest, your thought on that?
Yeah, and we could see the aggression that the Kenyans have put onto that line out, stealing the line out, and then shuffling the ball out wide to catch the backs who are standing in a steep. And they are able to shuffle the ball out wide, but then the ball carrier is isolated, which allows Ula Blah to make that turnover at the breakdown because the ball carrier has been isolated and the support runners delay to get and secure the ball.
Indeed, and play resumes with the Kenyans just carrying that ball over the halfway line. Opondo brings in the captain, John Baraka. Baraka goes to the floor, struggling to release that ball. The referee calling for the high tackle as he went to the floor. Sylvain Mane noticing that contact on the neck. We do know that World Rugby has almost zero tolerance to that kind of play. We've seen penalties being dished out for more severe contact at that particular point of the body. The Kenyans will retain possession from the line-out. They have struggled with their line-outs though, and this is something that they will have to perfect. For the Namibians, they will have to maintain their composure. Certainly their coach up there in the balcony seems to be all nerves, all jittery. 25 minutes played here at the Nyayo National Stadium. This is the Rugby Africa Barthes Under-20 trophy. And from the line-out throw, it is anybody's ball claimed by Namibia. And that is Friedrich Grobela. Goes to the floor. Blau. This is Brooks. The kick is high, but fielded by David Mwangi. Nifty-footed David Mwangi beats one man. David Mwangi beats a second man, but he is isolated as he goes to the floor. The Namibians looking to disrupt the Kenyans' momentum as they go down to the floor. Opondo. This is Nicolas Okulo. Another opportunity for Kenya, and they draw a penalty. And this one just outside the 22 and in front of the sticks. A lot more restraint from both sides. Remember when we saw them play their opening fixtures, they were uninhibited. But I guess when you're playing an opponent of the same pedigree, you have to gauge them and have to do everything with a lot of calculation. And this is Tonio Ketch. He is Kenya's leading point scorer in this competition with 11 points. Looking to add more points to the board. 27 minutes played here at the Nyayo National Stadium. This is a crucial kick for the Kenyan fullback, Tonio Ketch. And the kick from Okech sails wide. Ernest, this certainly is a pressure game. Curtis Olago in disbelief and does not hide it. I mean, if you're a social media practitioner, I'm sure there's so many expressions from Curtis Olago that you'd use for memes, but back to the matters on the field of play, and the nerves obviously showing for both teams.
Yeah, Kenya, you can see a change in strategy. Against Uganda, they were opting for the scrum, going for the 5. But in this one, out of 3 kickable penalties, they've opted for 2. And they've not been able to convert both of them. So you can see the pressure building up for the Kenyans. They're the defending champions. But Namibia have put a challenge to them. And it is that pressure that they need to capitalize on and put some points on the board.
And as we speak, they continue to pile the pressure. There was that high and hanging kick from the Kenyans. It wasn't fielded by the Namibians. They instead get possession by way of a scrum down. And it is just outside the Namibian 22. It will be a Kenya feed into this scrum down. 12 minutes remaining. This fixture has been played in good nature right here at the Nyayo National Stadium in Nairobi. Sylvain Mane, the man tasked with the officiating duties, obviously letting the game flow. It remains jittery here at the Nyayo National Stadium. It is picked up by Tyson Maina. A big hit from the Menengai Oilers man. David Mwangi, bit of hesitance before going into contact, but still setting up another platform for his teammates. Emmanuel Opondo is there to clean it up. And then Elvis Persian beats one man, beats a second, struggles to release it. It's still the Kenyans driving forward and attacking in close quarters. Ball played through. That was Mwaura, not the best of passes from Mwaura. The tension is palpable in the stands and definitely in the field of play. It will be a scrum feed for Namibia. They began with a lot of poise, but in the past 15 or so minutes have found themselves ceding territory and possession. The Kenyans beginning to assert themselves, but the one important statistic that matters is the one on the scoreboard. Namibia 3, Kenya 0, 10 minutes still to play at the Nyayo National Stadium.
Time back on as we head for this scrum in the close quarters of the first half, and you can see the magnitude of the physicality of this game. Both teams giving it their strongest challenge, and that is what is forcing these handling errors. Once you have to think about the tackler that is coming into your face, that is coming to challenge for that ball, it causes you to think twice, and most times it has led to a turn in possession with these handling errors.
And this is Namibia looking to exit their half. A ball kicked straight into the waiting arms of the Kenya fly half, Samuel Mwaura. He is on the floor. His forwards arriving in numbers for the clear out. Opondo bringing in Tyson Maina. Opondo once again. Ball is kicked downfield. That's a big kick. But is it going to go into the end goal area? It is. You could see the intent from Mwaura, but the execution not the best. And suddenly, from being on the back foot, Namibia, for now, finding themselves on the front foot. 9 minutes remaining in the half. Sylvan Mane just having a word there with the Kenya captain, John Baraka. John Baraka, an alumnus of the Maseno School, plays his club rugby at Kenyan champions Kabras Sugar. It's a big drive and the early shove working against Kenya. They are penalized. It will be a free kick for the Namibians. They take it quickly, looking to attack. That is committed, running from the Namibia, number 8, Rian Grove. Grove is on the floor, and suddenly Namibia finding themselves with a good opportunity. Plow is looking for that ball. It is not being made easy for him to deliver. Eventually he gets it. Change of direction. The Namibian player running into that Kenyan wall of defenders, but it's still Namibia keeping it alive. Change of direction there once again. Plow looking for his support player, Condril Dragon Hondla. Dragon Hondla is let down by a handling error, and good momentum and prime real estate is lost for the Namibians, Ernest.
Yeah, we saw there Olo Blau trying to milk the penalty as the player was not rolling away, but the center referee, Sylvan Mane, was not having any of that. And that slow ball is what enabled Kenya's defense to realign and set up for them to put on such a challenge. And then we saw the handling error by Conhill Dragon Handler.
Yeah, and suddenly it is an opportunity for Kenya to get out of their 22. They trail by 3 points to 0. That penalty from Oela Plau, the difference between the side in blue and white and the side in the red and black. And remember, the reward for winning this game is a place in Sunday's final, Easter Sunday. Will it be Kenya or Namibia sailing through to the final? And remember, coming up at 4:30 will be the second semi-final between Madagascar and Zimbabwe. But for now, our focus is on this match. We still have about 6 minutes in the half to play. Emmanuel Opondo with the scrum feed. This is Opondo. That kick is sliced. Definitely the nerves also having a big say in this game. Remember, all these players aged 20 years and below. And definitely the pressure will mount for them. Friedrich Grovela with the line-out throw for Namibia. And they fluffed that line-out throw. But that has been the story of this game. Both teams have been rather wasteful with their line-out throws, gifting possession to their opponents. This is Mwaura with a big kick downfield, looking to force his opponent, Owen Hawanga, to turn. This is Broix. Broix will be looking to dance his way out of trouble. He dances his way out of one spot of bother and then does the smart thing, looks for territory. Remember, Geraldo Brooks is the leading scorer in the competition with 19 points. All those 19 points coming in that 62-0 demolition of the Ivory Coast on Saturday. Ganguma. This time the Kenyans keeping possession from the line out. That is Tyson Minor, just carries that ball across the halfway line. Wilhite Mususi carrying it another meter forward. Opondo looking for support. The support arriving in the form of Nicolas Okulu. Just keeps it tight there for Kenya. Opondo looking for support. The Kenyans are taking their time, and the Namibians will be looking to force the turnover. Yes, they have. That is a tactical naivety from the Kenyans. It gifts possession to the Namibians, and that is Owen Hawanga just taking his man out, creating another platform for Namibia. looking to embrace the route one method through the prop forward Jano Otto. And then that big handling error from Alexander Jansen. Possession is turned over. Emmanuel Opondo for Kenya. This is Tony Okech. His kick is charged down, but the referee Sylvain Mane will be calling for the earlier infringement. With the advantage to Kenya, it will be a scrum feed for the Kenyans. And once again, Ernest, like we have spoken time and again in this half, and it has really flown, nerves have played a big role in this first half.
It's that pressure being exerted by both sides on each other that is causing them to get those nerves. And the score is so close for comfort for either. You could see Namibia maybe leading by 3 points to 0, but Kenya have come really, really close to taking that lead. Not just by a penalty, but by 2 missed penalties, but by a try in the corner that had a try-saving tackle. So the pressure is continuing to build, and probably the halftime being close enough, it will help them to open up the valve and release some of that pressure.
Indeed, as you just catch a glimpse of a very animated Curtis Olago. Almost wants to jump onto the field of play. But he is restricted to the coach's box. This is Opondo. This time the kick is delivered, but you can see what the Namibians are doing. They're piling pressure on the Kenyan kickers and forcing them to rush their kicks for territory and not gain the territory that they would have desired. And certainly this is a prime place that you'd want to be with about 1 minute, 43 seconds remaining in the half. 3-0 in favor of Namibia. Now picture there in the yellow mouthpiece, that is Gabriel Ayimba, son of fallen Kenya Sevens legend Benjamin Ayimba, who passed away last year. Gabriel Ayimba just graduated from the Maseno School last month and is featuring for the Kenya under-20s. That ball again is taken out into touch. Curtis Olago's voice can be heard way into the commentary booth. But also the Namibian coach as well. The nerves here certainly have a role to play for both sides. This is a Krobela. The Namibians setting up a platform. They want to walk it home. The Kenyans throwing in their shoulders, disrupting the momentum from the Namibians, who keep it tight. It will be important for the Namibians to get points just before the break, and they are certainly looking to draw that. And the Kenyans again have been penalized. Well, this game panning out like a well-contested match. That was Shuya. Philippus Shuya goes into contact. See the Kenyans trying to disrupt the Namibians' momentum. Hawanga filling in at scrum half. They're just keeping it tight once again. That is Patrick Carsten. Carries that ball another meter forward. 40 minutes are up. This is Blau. Blau bringing in Jano Otto. Otto past one man. Does he go past the second? No, he doesn't. He's on the floor again. And then Shuya with the diving catch there. The Kenyans will be looking to force the turnover, but Elvis Persian guilty of reaching, and the Kenyans are penalized right on the stroke of halftime and within a very kickable territory for the Namibians. Remember, Ernest, what we were talking about, getting points just before the break. It seems as though it's going to be Namibia, but we'll just wait for the Namibian captain, Oela Blau, to take this kick. And this is a penalty right on the 22. And within kickable range for Oela Blau. And Blau is sure with the goal attempt as Sylvain Mane blows his whistle for halftime. And that was the moment the Kenyans gave away the penalty. Persian is guilty of reaching and eventually Blau drilling that penalty between the sticks, giving Namibia a 6-0 lead at the break. And a confirmation of the score at halftime. It is Namibia 6, Kenya 0. Catch you on the other side of halftime.
At halftime, Namibia leading 6 points to nil against Kenya 15's under-20 rugby team Chipu. That game can be described by all terms, nail-biting, at the edge of the seat experience game, a hotly contested first 40 minutes, and as the boys go back to the changing room, Kenya is behind 6 points to nil against a team that has had Kenya push in their 22 for a better part of the first half. But at this particular point, Namibia are leading, and as things stand, they are one leg into the finals. We are looking at two sides that are having a quality, and right now I'm joined again by Alex Njue, a man who has played for Kenya under-20 rugby team Chipu and who has had the hit those boys are having right now. I'll start with Curtis Olago. He hasn't sat down. This game is so huge for him.
This is a big match for him. He's on home soil and is the defending champ. He'll be the first coach to defend this title for Kenya. So he also has his personal goals other than the team goals of being able to defend the cup.
Yeah, and even as we look at the first half, Alex, Kenya has had the opportunity of pushing and firing at all cylinders as far as getting that first try or getting the points that sails them into the match as they build up, because we saw it against Uganda. They didn't have a good match in the first half. Come second half, they had a good one. If you look at how they've played in the first 40 minutes, how has it been?
Looking at the first half, Kenya did play well, only that we missed 2 penalties and a clear chance to score a try. So in the second half, I do believe that in the second half we have the best chance to come back into this game and be able to get the win.
Yeah, and then just looking at how resilient and hard-working that team has had, from defending to making sure that Kenya doesn't get that loophole to go over the whitewash. It's been very tight for them, considering that they know that this is a team that beat them 4 years ago.
Yes, it has not been easy so far, despite the clear, obvious chances Kenya had in the game, as well as looking at how Namibia was also able to press Kenya back into their 22 and at some point almost close into their 5.
Yeah. And then if you look at now this offload, looking at now Namibia, how composed they are, how they're taking their time to just make sure that from the point of the incident, and actually even talking about their kickers, who are the ones, the captain who gave them the 3 points lead from the penalty. It's a clear indication that this is a team that wants to take time and clear their lines as they go for the points.
Yes, Namibia's outside center, Nyayo did pretty good by managing to convert both penalties. But for Kenya, I can say that our fullback Tony Okech was so much under pressure. He missed both penalties.
Right now, the boys are back into the changing room. What should Kenya do? And then as you answer that one also, what should Namibia do so that what happened in 2019 doesn't happen to them again?
I think Kenya, the only thing that Kenya lacked in the first half was execution, because we did make so many 22 visits, but out of them we made a couple of ball handling errors which brought us back into our own zone, which was not a good show. But in the second half, we believe that we can also press them back and come out with points.
What about Namibia?
As for Namibia also did play well in the first half. We saw that they didn't want so much contact. They preferred to take points when they had the opportunities. And in the second half, they'll be looking at the same as well.
There you have it. Alex Njue has been talking about this game. He played for Kenya. He understands the pressure and then what is on the line for Kenya and everything, considering that they have to defend the title. The pressure, the fans are here. They are hoping, trusting and believing that just maybe somewhere, somehow, from the 15 special rugby players put on the line this afternoon, as the nation holds her breath, they can pull something special and stand up. As the captain said yesterday, to whom much is given, equally much more is expected. We're going out for the second half.
Entertainment by DJ Dan. Ladies and gentlemen, the second half about kicking off is Kenya under 20 receiving.
And we're back for the second half of this Rugby Africa under 20 Barthes Trophy semi-final clash between Kenya, the hosts, and Namibia. It is the Namibians taking the lead, heading into the halftime break. 2 penalties from Oela Blau, seeing them lead the hosts and defending champions Kenya by 6 points to 0. Tony Okech gets the second half underway, and that is a big kick from the Kenyan fly half. Indecision from both sets of players as they went for that ball. Early pressure from the Kenyans in the second half. Big question is, will they be able to get positive returns from this? Or will the Namibians live to secure the lead for a few more days, or a few more minutes?
Numbers. Red.
And from the line out throw, it is Namibia claiming it, looking to get out of their 22. The fancy feet of Neil Holtzhausen, creating a platform there for Blau. Kicks that ball deep into Kenyan territory, but only into the waiting arms of Okech. Dummies his first man, goes to the floor again. Kenyans setting up another platform. Eventually, Emmanuel Opondo is there to claim it. The ball played to the captain, John Baraka. Baraka's on the floor. Opondo looks left, right. Who does he distribute this ball to? Osmoura almost losing possession there. Another big kick downfield, anybody's ball. But eventually claimed by the Namibians, and that is Abuekes. Looking for territory, doesn't find touch. Bit of ping pong. This game has been tightly contested. But eventually that kick from Tony Okech, not the best of kicks. And 1 minute into the second half, the Namibians have an attacking line out. They certainly will be looking to, first of all, secure possession and then look to extend the lead. It remains finely poised here at the Nyayo National Stadium. From the line out throw, they play close there, claimed in the air by Rian Grove. Maybe on setting up a platform again, looking to walk it home, but the Kenyans holding firm. Ball is on the floor. The Namibians will have to play it. This is Blau, the captain, bringing in Karsten. A tackle there from Chacha, just slowing down whatever momentum the Namibians sought to build. And Friedrich Grobela driving forward. The referee is playing the advantage for the Namibians. Blau, as the Namibians look to enter the Kenyan 22, and that's a big carry from the number 8, Rian Grove. Van Rui, Buekes, Hanekom. Hanekom going into contact, meets the shoulders of Matthias Osimbo, the Kenyan outside center. Philippus Shuya, the latest ball carrier, but being driven back. The Kenyans have forced the turnover, and the ball is plucked by the Namibians. Is this going to be the game's opening try? An unforced error, seeing Neil Holzenhausen going over the whitewash. Namibia 11, Kenya 0. Ernest Akor, that try has been coming and eventually has been scored.
Yeah, it all started from that kick by Tony Okech, failing to find touch, gifting Namibia a line out just outside his 22. And from then on, it was just one-way traffic from the Namibians. And you can see that once they got the ball out going, there was a turnover there, very good steal in that tackle, ripped backwards. And then as they advance forward, there's that loose pass just before contact. And Neil Holtzhausen was there for the intercept to score the first try of the game. So Namibia could have... Kenya could have exited their territory, but that need to play the ball just before contact gifted Neil an easy intercept to score the first try of the game.
Exactly. As Oela Blau braces himself for the conversion, it is the Namibians who have extended the lead here early in the second half. Remember, they've dominated the Kenyans in open play in the forwards, and they have been the more tactically aware side. And this is Blau with the conversion. It is successful, 13-0. The Kenya under-20s with a mountain to climb right here at the Nyayo National Stadium. The rain also beginning to fall over this majestic turf. And that's the moment that Holtzhausen went over the whitewash. the game's first try. And the ensuing conversion was successful. From the restart, it is Namibia now playing with their tails up. Remember, everything to play for in the second half. Alexander Janssen just goes to the floor. The ball played out wide. This is Buekes looking for territory, which he gets.
No. He's inside. He's inside. Okay.
Will be a line-out throw for the Kenyans. In our picture there, Geraldo Buekes. He gave a personal contribution of 19 points in the opening fixture against Côte d'Ivoire. That contribution sees him sit on top of the points scorers chart here at the Barthes Under-20 trophy in Nairobi with 19 points. This is Ganguma Id with the line-out throw for the Kenyans. They have struggled to execute their line-out throws, and that has been the story of the line-out.
Captain.
Sylvain Mane. Sylvain Mane just calling for the infringement there. And a quick glimpse at the statistics. The Kenyans have lost 4 of their 9 lineouts.
Okay.
That's nearly 50%.
Binding, please.
Definitely a lot of work to do, but you can't start doing that work now.
Scratch. Bind. Sit. Stay. Stop. Up.
It's another drive from the Namibians. A step, the change in direction there. Tyson Maina just throwing his body at his Namibian opponent. The Namibians with the possession, and then a tad too cocky there from Blau. Just losing his concentration. Curtis Olago looking rather chastened, and it's not every day that you see that figure of Curtis Olago.
He's okay?
Let's just see that. This is the moment. Just feel. And right in front of referee Sylvain Mane. Wasn't going to let that one slide.
Scott?
This is Emmanuel Opondo. The scrum feed for the Kenyans. It's at the feet of John Baraka. Referee is playing the advantage. This is Mauro, the change of direction, running into traffic. He has numbers arriving to support him. And this is Tyson Maina taking matters into his own hands as the Kenyans look to breach the Namibian 22. It doesn't matter because Namibia are penalized. Remember, we saw the Kenyans fluff a kickable penalty in the first half.
Okay.
The referee calling the penalty for the high tackle. High tackle was on Tyson Maina as he went into contact.
You kick.
It's another kickable penalty for the Kenyans, and this time round the man tasked with the kicking duties is Samuel Moura, taking over from Tonio Ketch. This is Moura. It will be a vital kick for the Kenyans. Unbelievable, Ernest. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Yeah, it looked like it was an easy kick. He placed it well and hit it well. But I think the wind out there must have had a hand in him sending it just wide. But I can see Kenya have the advantage now, but they need to get the scoreboard ticking.
They do, as you could just see, the Kenya head coach Curtis Olago in animated discussion with one of his technical bench members, Kevin Wambua. That is Mulievi in possession, and now Tonio Ketch just looking to dance past one. Not successful, but the Kenyans attacking short, and then Felix Chacha is unable to get a grasp of the ball.
Captain,
30 minutes still remain here at the Nyayo National Stadium. Is this the day that we see the Kenyans relinquish the title?
you take
Or
his
will
score.
they be able to mount a comeback?
Knock.
Felix Chacha unable to field that ball. Remember, there's a slight drizzle here at the Nyayo National Stadium. Ball is slippery, but still you'd expect Felix Chacha to tuck it in, but it's easier speaking from this vantage point that we have in the commentary booth than it is when you look at it from the player's perspective.
Bind. Sit. Up, 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 up.
From the scrum feed, this is Blau. Auros Buekes. And just marshaled out into touch
Line
there.
out. Line out.
Will be a line-out throw for the Kenyans. Remember, the Kenyans have had 3 attempts at goal, all of them unsuccessful. You just feel that would have played a big factor in the tempo of the game had those kicks been successful. For the Namibians, they have been
Come.
efficient. 2 penalties, a try and a conversion. That sees them 13-0 up. That was Musisi. And then again, Tyson Maina does well to claim that ball after it just left his hands temporarily. This is Tonio Ketch. Another big searching kick. Remember, the scores remain 13-0. The bounce of the ball eventually doesn't beat Owen Hawanga.
Release.
Again, more indiscipline from the Kenyans at the breakdown.
Yes. Player.
And one of the highlights of Kenya's
The doctor.
indiscipline at the breakdown has seen them giving away 7 penalties compared to the 3 from Namibia. Remember, it's all in the mind, this particular fixture. Will be a line-out throw for the Namibians. Certainly enjoying the spells of possession right here.
Blue, come, blue.
And the Namibians losing their own line-out. Ernest Okor here busy with the statistics in terms of line-outs won and lost. Tonio Ketch, that was a risky kick, but eventually finds territory. But the big question is, do the Kenyans keep playing this way? Or do they find some variations? And for Namibia, do they continue piling the pressure? Or do they continue to work towards getting more points on the board?
First of all, Namibia will need to ensure that they deny Kenya any chance of a sniff at their goal. We've seen Kenya struggling off the kicking tee with those penalties, 0% from 3 attempts. But Namibia will also need to be a bit more clinical, especially in the set piece. They've fallen off the mark in their lineouts, this very last lineout, having 9 lineouts and then losing 5 of them. is not a good statistic for a team that will want to continue dominating in this match. And I think the question on Curtis Olango and head coach Curtis Olango's mind right now is how does he get to play behind the Namibian defense, because breaching the defense has been a very, very tough task in this game.
Definitely has a very tough task. He has all of 26 minutes to do that. Time continuing to tick away in this first semi-final in the Under-20 Barthes Trophy competition in Nairobi. It is the Rugby Africa Under-20 Championship. The winner gets to represent the continent at the World Rugby Junior Trophy competition, which is the second tier of junior rugby competition globally after the World Rugby Championship. And again, that profligacy in the lineouts, almost coming back to haunt the Namibians, but they do well to keep it alive. They are setting up the platforms. They are finding themselves playing in the right spaces and will be going for a drop goal. That is Buekes, but he knew the penalty advantage was about to be called. But not in this particular moment, because the referee interesting moment there. There were two balls on the pitch. And Sylvain Mane just has to ensure that he is the man in charge. You can see the eagerness from both sides as they prepare themselves for this 22-meter drop kick. This is Tony Okech, the Kenyan number 15. It's a kick right to the middle of the park and into the hands of Oela Blau. Blau beats one man, brings in a second. Not the best of deliveries. Have the Kenyans forced the turnover? No, they haven't. The Namibians keeping it alive through Rihanna Grove. The ball is on the floor. The contest eventually won there by Tyson Maina, forcing the turnover as the Namibians looked to interfere. The big question is, do we see a lot more of that? Do we see the Namibians crackle under pressure, or will they be able to maintain their composure? Tony Okech with the kick downfield. Curtis Olago continues to watch over his charges. The Kenyans have made a change in the front row. George Otieno is on for Id Ganguma. Id Ganguma admittedly has struggled with his line-out throws this afternoon. And this one is plucked in the air by Elvis Persian. Big Elvis Persian. Emmanuel Opondo just looking to deliver it out wide. This is the captain, John Baraka, being driven back by three Namibian defenders. Have they cleared out? Have they rolled away? They haven't. This is Opondo again, keeping it short. Carried another meter forward by John Aswani. And then Matthias Osimbo. Another barging run from the Kenyan outside center. George Otieno presenting the ball on the floor. This is the captain, John Baraka, just breaching the Namibian 22. This is Opondo. Opondo brings in Felix Chacha. Chacha riding the tackle from Gregory Namaseb. Plays it tight to Otieno. It's a good spell for the Kenyans. Big question is, will they leave with a just reward? Then carried again another meter forward. They certainly do have the Namibians on the back foot. Namibians defending and defending wholeheartedly. But the penalty advantage once again is with Kenya. And I think for the first time in this game, they've been able to draw two successive penalties off of the Namibians. But they haven't had any luck with the kicking team. Sylvain Mane just having a word with Oela Blau, the Namibian captain. And a change of tack from the Kenyans. Tonio Ketch will be looking for territory. The intention is almost clear. Kenyans will be looking to keep possession, but did that ball go into the end goal area? That's a big question. Well, it didn't. And so this is an attacking line-out for Kenya. Big question is whether they get their line-outs correct, because we saw Edgar Nguma struggle in the first half. This is George Otieno. This is a critical throw for both teams. Eventually claimed by Emmanuel Opondo, dancing past one defender, just nipping it there. And then Tyson Minor looking to use the direct route to the try line. Opondo has men in support. This is another one of the replacements. This is a good spell for the Kenyans. Matthias Osimbo on the try line. It is chaotic, a meter from the try line. Is this going to be the try? The Namibians throwing their shoulders at the Kenyans. This is Otieno. The try line is beckoning for Kenya. Opondo looks for that ball desperately. The crowd is noisy here at the Nyayo National Stadium. The Namibians on their back feet. It remains anxious. It remains finely poised. And then the Kenyans lose it forward, going into contact, much to the disbelief of the very partisan crowd here at the Nyayo National Stadium. A moment of respite for Namibia.
Yeah, Kenya kept knocking at their door, and after that line out, they retained the possession. I felt it was lost forward in the line out by the Namibian jumper, but they retained possession, and phase after phase after phase, they knocked at that door, but the Namibian defense were resilient and denied them the chance. And a little bit more of patience as the try line just kept, as they kept inching closer to the try line. If they had been a little bit more patient, they could have forced their way over the whitewash, and the ball was lost on the floor there, to the disappointment of head coach Curtis Olago.
Curtis Olago, one man who doesn't hide his disappointment. And as we were going through that bit of analysis, he has made a change in the halfbacks. Anderson Odwor is on, and he'll play the remaining 20 minutes. Kenyans have pinned the Namibians in their own half, but have been unable to get points on the board, coming as close as the try line, only to lose that ball forward. And from the early shove, it is a penalty and an opportunity for Namibia to get out of jail. And this is the exuberance and anxiety of youth that we were talking about, because at the senior levels, the players would be aware of where they're playing, aware of the moment, and be able to control. But again, on the flip side, that is the joy, that is the beauty of watching rugby, particularly at this age grade, when there are no inhibitions to the way you play your game.
Yeah, yet again, the Kenyans not patient enough in attack in attack with ball in possession, but then also in defense at that scrummage. They want to assert their dominance and get that turnover, but then they need to be a little bit more patient to be able to win that possession, and they give away an easy penalty that enables Namibia exit not just their try area, but all the way to their outside their 22.
Certainly, and the Namibian coach making his way to the touchline.
The support system behind the 2022 and the 20 Barthes trophy. Official Kenya Rugby.
As the teams pause for this water break, still have about 19 or so minutes to play. It will be a critical 19 minutes. It's the team that is more composed that will win this game, because if it were an arm wrestle, you have to give it to both teams evenly matched. It's just the Namibians pouncing on the enforced errors from Kenya to race into this 13-0 lead right here at the Nyayo National Stadium. Remember, this is match day 2 in the Rugby Africa Barthes Under-20 trophy. Match day 1 was on Saturday, and the final, match day 3, takes place on Easter Sunday, the 17th of April, 2022, at this very venue. A ticket to the World Rugby Junior Trophy awaits the winner of this competition in Nairobi. And the Namibians losing their lineouts. More statistics there. And this is Mulyevi. Mulyevi beating one man. Again, carrying that ball close to the 22. Anderson Odwor is on as a second half replacement. That is Persian Elvis. That's driving forward. Matthias Osimbo, one of the revelations from Kenya during this tournament. That's the direct running of George Otieno. It still is the Kenyans with the momentum. John Aswani. Aswani is on the floor. The Namibians are on the back foot. Odwor in as a replacement for Emmanuel Opondo. And it is a penalty to the Kenyans. Anderson Odwor with a quick tap. Anderson Odwor dancing past one. The try line again beckoning. This is Tony Okech bringing it tight there. John Aswani just carrying it another meter forward. Odwor taken into contact by Maina. Numbers arriving. Anderson Odwor, Matthias Osimbo, big Matthias Osimbo has been a battering ram for the Kenyans. Finds his way to the floor. 18 minutes remaining here. And that forward movement from Elvis Perian is stopped, but it doesn't matter because it is now Brian Makaya, the latest ball carrier for the Kenyans. Then George Otieno coming in as a replacement. Otieno struggling to release that ball. Anderson Odwor, the ball is played to Matthias Osimbo, just loses his footing as he goes to the floor. This is a 9th phase of play from the Kenyans. That's a big drive from Willite Mususi. And ladies and gentlemen, the ball is lost on the try line by the Kenyans. Ernest Okor.
Oh man, you've got to feel for the Kenyan fans in the stands today. The team, the Kenya Chipu, have been knocking for the past 10 minutes at the Namibian line, but they've not been able to score, not because of the strength and the resilience of the Namibian defense, but just their own errors. 2 handling errors just in front of the try area, in front of the try line, and you feel like if they had been able to convert those points, they would be leading this game 14-13. And I think still, like we were saying earlier, they need to be a little bit more patient, and they will be able to convert points. There is just about 17 minutes to play, and this game is still alive for both ends.
Now, if you're Namibia, what do you do under all this pressure from the Kenyans?
First things first, you need to exit your own territory and then get a chance to play in an area where you're more comfortable and you're able to get your structure going, because in this zone there's no chance, there's no room for any errors. So the first thing on Namibia's mind would be to exit their territory, and then they can play, they can get the attack going against the on-rushing and Kenyans who have their tails up at this moment.
Indeed, and as we speak, the Namibians still in a spot of bother, unable to exit their 22, looking for some clean delivery to Bwekes. Boots it downfield. Is that adequate territory gained? Is that the moment of respite that the Namibians need? 16 minutes remaining in this semi-final from the Nyayo National Stadium. Remember, it is match day 2 in the Rugby Africa Under-20 trophy. There's a tight contest between Kenya, the defending champions and hosts, and Namibia. And this is George Otieno with another line-out throw for the Kenyans. The Namibians have seen little in terms of possession. The Kenyans and Namibians have both struggled in the line-outs. Difficult to tell how this one will go. It is plucked in the air by the Kenyans. Certainly not giving the Namibians an inch in terms of territory. John Baraka just carrying that ball past the 10-meter mark. Penalty advantage once again to the Kenyans. Anderson Odwor playing with a lot more urgency. Loses it forward, eager to attack. That was Anderson Odwor looking at the man in front of him instead of ensuring that ball is kept tight. The nerves all around the stadium. The Namibians are hanging on. The Kenyans are fumbling whatever opportunities they have to get points on the board, Ernest.
Yeah, and we see the player off the bench, Anderson Odwor, who had a very good game as a replacement scrum half against Uganda, shifting the momentum into their favor. He has been doing that, but just that one small error is what is going to put a dent in what has been a good performance from him so far.
Definitely, and that's another big drive from the Kenyans. The Namibians are still pinned in their 22. That was Patrick Carsten. And the kick downfield, it is a big kick from the Namibians. Still doesn't find touch. This is Okech. Okech is isolated there, but he has numbers arriving. The Namibians will be looking to disrupt the Kenyan momentum there. The Kenyans will be looking to exit their 22. Another kick that is high and hanging. That is the captain blow, and then the offload. The tackle is committed there from Dave Mwangi. It doesn't matter because Namibia is still in possession, and from being on the back foot, Namibia are within striking range. They could either go for 3 or look for 5. This is Blau, the referee playing advantage. The Kenyans committing themselves in the tackle, looking to disrupt the Namibians at the breakdown. It doesn't happen. And this is the 3 that we talked about. But remember, because of the second offside, Sylvain Mane will award Namibia the penalty and probably the opportunity, Ernest, to put that buffer between them and the Kenyans heading into the final 10 or so minutes of the game.
Yeah, it's now the pressure has been transferred from the Namibians to the Kenyans in terms of defense. They've been defending for about 10 minutes at their own try area, and then just one sniff to exit the area. A good kick finds Tony Okech isolated, and the box kick does not get the desired outcome there, and they have free possession. And then in those tackles, Kenya are trying to assert their dominance again. A player not rolling away gives away an easy penalty, and I think Ola Blau will be looking to put extra points on the board and put this game out of reach of the Kenyans.
Definitely, and this kick in front of the sticks, about 30 meters out. And this is certainly where the Namibians want to be playing heading into the final moments of this game. And this is Blau with the kick. It is sure 16-0. A litany of unforced errors is seeing Kenya trail further, but you have to give it to Namibia coming into this game with the efficiency of an assassin, knowing that you've got several bullets, few opportunities to utilize, and making the most of those opportunities. That kick from Blau takes the score to 16-0. And from the restart, do the Kenyans have what it takes to chase this game? The ball is lost forward again by the Kenyans. That was Roy Mulievi. Sylvain Mane, the center referee, has handled this game, which has been played in good nature. He has handled it, let it flow. Has been end-to-end stuff. And if this were a boxing match, it's probably one of those that would be decided on points, because each side has given as good as it has gotten. It's just the Namibians who have been, like we said, a lot more efficient, operating with the calm and collectiveness of an assassin or a sniper. And this is Boekes again. Hasn't got points on the board this afternoon. This is Joseph Airo. Airo was also another electric replacement when he came on for Kenya against Uganda. Just found himself isolated at that particular point. John Aswani carries that ball forward. Aswani has been effective since coming on. Baraka. This is Otieno. Another one of those replacements for the Kenyans. And they are penalized for not releasing that ball as they head to the floor. Unforced errors, the tale of the past 20 or so minutes, both for Namibia and for Kenya.
Yeah, and especially at this breakdown, especially for Kenya, who have found themselves isolated very many times, and the players supposed to secure the ball after the ball carrier taking in contact, coming in late, which has given away 6 penalties, 6 turnovers as compared to Kenya's 4. So it's all about that connection between the ball carrier and the support runners to be able to arrive on time. The tackler has made the tackle and rolled away. You should be there to secure that ball, or it will be open for the turnover to be won.
9 minutes remain here at the Nyayo National Stadium. Kenya with a mountain to climb. They need to score twice, convert both, and then also look for a penalty. It certainly isn't happening. Instead, there was an error there from the Namibians. Just give us a statistic of the errors from the line-out for both Kenya and Namibia.
So Namibia have thrown 12 lineouts and won only 6, having lost just 5. But then Kenya have had more lineouts thrown. That's just 13, and a bit more efficient, winning 10 of those. But we have seen a bit of a balance, a bit of a dominance rather, by Kenya stealing 4 of the Namibian lineouts, while the Namibians have only been able to steal just 2.
As a play continues here, Ahiro with another unforced error. And what a way for the Namibians to find themselves in possession. Ahiro had his eyes on the try line. Referee Sylvain Mane is going to call for the initial handling error by the Strathmore Leos fullback, Joseph Ahiro. One interesting statistic, Ernest, since you have been collecting them. Has any yellow card been issued in this tournament? We do know of the red card between Zambia and Madagascar, but asking about yellow cards.
Yes, we were able to see a yellow card for a high tackle in the Tunisia game today morning for another high tackle. So the referees are very keen on player safety, and there's been a much better display of discipline from all the sides throughout this tournament. And we've seen that the only and I could say also leniency from the referees, that the only yellow cards given have been for high tackles, and that's a concern of player safety as opposed to repeated infringement.
And as we speak, the Namibians picking up the ball from the base of the scrum, playing with a lot more pep and vigor. That was Jonathan Hanekom going into contact, creating another platform. It is claimed by the loose forward, Ray Ferris. Namibia now have Kenya on the back foot. Wilhite Mususi committing himself to the tackle. It doesn't matter because Namibia is still in possession and driving forward. That ball looks to have been lost, but the referee says play on. This is another opportunity for Namibia. Patrick Karsten just meeting the tackle there from the Kenyan opponent. A bit of argy-bargy there between John Aswani and his Namibian opponent, Rian Grove. Referees are playing the advantage. This is Blau. Blau dancing past one, but it doesn't matter because the referee has already called for another infringement. Tempers just beginning to fray, but it does happen. Frustration creeping in when you feel your efforts are coming to naught.
Yeah, it is that handling error is just give credit to the forward pack of the Kenyans, who just put that little bit of a late contest at the breakdown, and while Ola Blau had picked up the ball and was looking to charge forward, he knocks the ball on the hip of his own teammate and loses it forward. So I think it is that, like you can see the instruction from Katsolago, contest at that breakdown and drive over. It's what has earned them this scrum advantage, scrum feed from the knock forward.
Certainly, and time is ticking for the Kenyans. Is this the moment that you can actually say Namibia are through to the final with about 6 minutes left, 16-0 in their favor?
Yeah, I could say they've done enough to ensure that they're going to the final. Kenya need to score twice and then get a penalty on. But doing that within 6 minutes will take a Herculean task, and maybe a bit of some rugby and sporting miracles to happen today. Namibia have not been without air, but so have Kenya, and you can see that on the scoreboard, that 16-0 lead could be all they need to hold on. Can afford to concede once or even twice, but they will need to be much, much stronger in their defense to deny the Kenyans this one.
And as we speak, the Namibian captain, Oela Blau, makes his way off the field of play. The Namibians just making a string of substitutions, obviously also to run down the clock. The hard work has been done. They will be almost sailing into the final. We can confirm that at about 79 minutes and 52 seconds on the clock. It is an overcast afternoon in Nairobi as the Kenyans reign as African under-20 champions slowly coming to an end. Another big drive from the Namibian forwards, but it wheels and They will be penalized. Anderson Odwor, once again, just taking matters into his own hands. He is isolated as he goes to the floor. The Namibians guilty of not going back the requisite 10. They will be punished for that. And just looking at some of the changes made, particularly on the Kenyan side, do you feel that Anderson Odwor should have started this game, or was the coach right in introducing him at the moment that he did?
I feel that there are some players that are really good coming off the bench, or better yet, being the players that come in to up the tempo. And I think Anderson Odwor, judging from his performance, in as much as he had started at the wing in the first one, judging from his performance in this one off the bench, I think Curtis Olago has the right man to up that tempo and be in control of the game at scrum off. Coming off the bench. So Anderson Odwor, save for that one handling error where he wanted to do the quick restart, has been probably the best player off the bench for the defending champions.
Definitely, and again, with about 5 minutes to play, who would you rate as a player who has stood out for you on both sides? First on the Kenyan side and then on the Namibian side.
I think without a doubt, my man of the match today would be Ola Blow, who has led Namibia from the front and put all those points on the board for them. But then you look at Namibia, you look at Kenya and the way they've been playing, and you get the feeling that...
And as we speak, a line break there from the Kenyans. Joseph Airo goes over the whitewash. Literally out of nothing. The Namibians are caught napping down that right flank. And that great interplay between the two Kenyan players, eventually the on-rushing Joseph Airo coming on to get that 5-pointer. Precious little left here at the Nyayo National Stadium. Is it going to be a tale of too little, too late? Or are we setting ourselves up for a dramatic finale? Let's just see that again. That was the moment Dave Mwangi beat two opponents and had the presence of mind to offload it to his support player, Joseph Airo. There was no stopping the Kenyan back player as he went over the whitewash. Kenya's first points on the board. 3 minutes remaining here at the Nyayo National Stadium in Nairobi. This kick is critical for Tony Okech. Tony Okech strikes that ball, bouncing off the posts, but remember, he was kicking into a headwind. It was always going to be difficult. And wow, we are setting ourselves up for a dramatic finale here in this opening game, but that's the moment Airo was not going to be stopped. No time for celebration. You could see the urgency. Namibia will be looking to run down the clock. But second try brings it to 16-10. That's another kick behind the Namibians. The chase is on, and so is that handling error. The pressure is mounting. Adrian Steenkamp unable to field that ball, caught in two minds between receiving that ball or dealing with the double threat from the two Kenyan players who are just looking to, number one, chase and gain possession, but also take him out once he found himself in possession. This will be a crucial scrum down for the Kenya under-20s. Anderson Odwor's composure will be critical in this particular point. For Namibia as well, they have emptied the bench. Will they be looking to run down the clock? That's a big question. This is Anderson Odwor. Everything matters with this scrum feed. That's a big drive from the Namibians, but it is picked up from the base of the scrum. The Kenyans with a quick release, and this is Tony Okech beating one man, going to the floor, being driven back, looking to present it. Anderson Odwor is being impeded, but eventually gets it. This is another big drive from the Kenyans, playing with a buzz now in the final moments of the match. Hard running there from Felix Chacha, beats one man, then marshaled out into touch. The Namibians smart enough to use the touchline as their defender, but they are certainly coming under intense pressure in these dying moments here at the Nyayo National Stadium.
Felix Chacha has been among Kenya's top players alongside Tyson Maina and Gabriel Ayimba. And I think in as much as the win has not come their way, we could say with just probably the last 9 seconds left to play in regulation time, they will have put up their best performance that could have been on the day. But Namibia have been a much stronger outfit in this main cup semi-final.
Certainly, the Namibians just looking to retain possession. They will be looking to get that ball out into touch. And driving forward there, Rian Grove goes down from that tackle by Anderson Odwor. It was a case of David versus Goliath, and another case there of Goliath versus Goliath. That was Feliciano Lauha just taking out his opponent. Kenyans again full of running. That is Okech on the floor. The ball is presented. Anderson Odwor. Winston Masharia. Odwor. This is Nicholas Okulu. Okulu finding himself isolated. The Namibians high-fiving each other almost as if they are aware of what matters next. And this is Geraldo Buekes calling for the goal attempt, obviously aware that time is up. Well, this has been an almighty contest here at the Nyayo National Stadium. This is a kick at goal for the Namibians, virtually the last play. And this is Buekes, sails wide. And that is the full-time whistle here at the Nyayo National Stadium. Kenya have lost their title. Namibia with a hard-fought 16-5 victory over the defending champions. The Namibians are through to the final of the 2022 Rugby Africa Barthes Under-20 trophy here in Nairobi. It has been an almighty contest, and it's great to see both coaches exchange pleasantries, joy and delight on the Namibian faces, dejection amongst the Kenyans. Tyson Maina just taking in the moments there. Joseph Airo, his sole try, beautifully scored, but a case of too little too late. John Baraka, the Kenyan captain, just leading the greetings there. Remember, rugby is also a game of respect. And you can see the Kenyans and Namibians clapping each other out. It has been an almighty contest. And the confirmation of the full-time score. It is Namibia sailing through to the final with a 16-5 victory over Kenya. Catch you next for the second semi-final between Madagascar and Zimbabwe.
And it's now clear that the 2022 Barthes Trophy will have a new champion. Kenya bows out, having been beaten by Namibia 16 points to 5. What a game this one has been. Hotly contested, and everything that Kenya put on the line did not come right. And now I'm being joined by the Kenya coach, Curtis Olago. Coach, thank you so much for creating time for us. A heartbreaking event this one has been. A game like no other. Namibia came back with the memories of 2019. A hard one to take in.
Yeah. I mean, the boys put in their hearts out there. I mean, I really thank these boys for the amount of time they've been given to train. I mean, that was an awesome performance. We were just beaten tactically because we couldn't do one or two things. We couldn't make some tactical kicks. We couldn't play the line-outs and get advantages from them when we had the advantages. I mean, those are just tactical things that we were lost from. But the boys played with the heart out there.
Talking about the boys playing with their hearts out, there are certain decisions that you are calling from the technical bench, but the boys went for the other option. Were you pleased with that?
I mean, these are young boys who are under 20 years old. I mean, they've got a lot of rugby ahead of them. So don't castigate them because of decision making that they are going to learn as they grow. I mean, these are young boys, and give them time. They're going to be good one day. Yeah.
And then what next now for the boys? You are most probably going to face the loser between Madagascar and Zimbabwe later on.
I mean, a break at a time. We'll take that game and learn from it as well.
Thank you so much, Coach. Wish you all the best.
Cool.
There you have it, Curtis Olago saying that the boys are still having a lot of time to play rugby. And he is not that much disappointed because the boys fought in blood, sweat, and tears. And now joining me is Alex Njue. Alex, we talked about the prediction of this game, and I said the boys have to be clinical and they have to put the character and the depth on the line. At the 80th minute, it has not come to pass, and Kenya have bowed out from the finals.
Yes, I can say that Team Kenya, the substitutes do not show up as expected. They do not bring up the kind of impact that we expected from them.
And then just generally looking at David Mwangi having that beautiful offload and the pass to none other than Joseph Ayiro, who had the only try. The conversion wasn't successful, but the boys gave everything. It was just a game of rugby. It wasn't meant to be.
Yes, the boys gave their all, but the decisions cost us the match today. And going forward, I think playing the loser between in this
Madagascar
match, and Zimbabwe is going to be problematic as well if we don't make the right decisions in that
And
game.
from where you sit, you have had a chance of playing for Kenya. You've had the chance of also losing to Namibia in 2017 and in 2018. What do you think is going through the mind of those young boys? They had the dream. We talked about John Baraka, just talking about, and this might just as well be his last tournament playing. The small mistakes they had, the possession, and also the drops and the penalties costed the boys at the full time.
The loss is very hurtful to the boys considering they had equal chances of winning the game. They lost opportunities to score 2 clear tries when we had a 3v1 situation, and we also missed 2 penalties. And that plus the final try that was scored here by Joseph Ayiro, I think we should have won the match today.
You believe Kenya should have won, and even as we look at the action, the highlights from the first half of the game, this is a team that had the opportunity of defending, but looking at now what they've done from their performance here, don't you think that this is a team that still needs time to gel and also come together as far as working as a team is concerned? Because for Namibia, they were defending so well, they moved forward so well, and they really had Kenya blocked in 2 times. They had great attempts in their 22.
What Namibia did today was to give us so much pressure because they beat us in our own departmentals that we believed we were going to be very, very strong in the game. And that gave them confidence, and as well, it took away our confidence.
And then I've just talked with the coach, Katis Olago, and from where you sit, you can also give me your thought about, there is a time Olago gave a direction that the boys should take the scrum, but they go for the line out. They went for the scrum, and then it didn't go according to their wish.
Yes, so many decisions today did not work for us. And you can't say that you're not prepared well, but all you can say is that Namibia was there to contest. And they did contest every departmental so well that they ended up looking like they owned us. Because if you can look at our own scrums as well, they managed to push, to shove us and take our balls. Some of the lineouts they also took away from us. So it was a very, very tough game up front. But our boys played well. We managed to get into their 5 severally, but we came out without points.
And there you have it. We've been talking with Alex Njue. He is a disappointed man. I haven't seen him sad like he is today, considering that we've been with him here talking about the action from Saturday until this point that the team he has been rooting for has bowed out. Thank you so much for watching. We are taking a short commercial break. When we come back again, we will be getting to now the final fixture of the day, Zimbabwe versus Madagascar on K24+. Don't take anything for granted. Right now, we are talking about the breaking news is that the 2022 Barthes Trophy will have a new champion. This is after Namibia eliminated Kenya just about 10 minutes ago in a hotly contested semi-final. And now joining me is the Namibia coach who has had his tactics right. Coach, congratulations. You have eliminated 2 times in a row a champion. How has the game been?
No, thank you. Thank you, first of all. No, hats off to Kenya, man. I think the game was played in great spirit. And at the end of the day, we are here to contest to see who's Africa's #1 team except South Africa. And in the past couple of years, Kenya has obviously dominated. So it's just one over them this time around. I would love to have played Kenya in the final, obviously. But due to the draw, it didn't happen. But yeah, hats off to my boys today. I think technically we were really good. We played in the correct areas on the field, and once we got the opportunities, we took the points, and that was the difference today.
And then when we talked with you on Saturday about the memories 4 years ago when Namibia lost to Kenya in that final, you told me that you will come here and you will be very clinical. From your side, the boys did their best.
Yeah, no, it's all about that small victories, the small battles that we had today. And I think in every asset or facet of the game, we were technically better today, whether it be at scrum time, ruck time, looking after the ball in contact, and then most of all, playing in the correct areas of the field. Because we know Kenya is a dangerous team. They've got great athletes. When they do throw the ball around, they'll beat you all day. So yeah, we kept it tight, we kept it slow, and at the end of the technical aspect of the game, the approach we had worked for us, and Namibia obviously has been a traditional powerhouse in junior rugby and senior rugby as well. So it's just for us reclaiming that spot, it's a good thing.
Up next is Zimbabwe versus Madagascar, and most probably you are going to face one of the two. What should we expect of Namibia in the final? You are coming here as favorites. You have the biggest margin of a win against Cote d'Ivoire, and also you've eliminated the host and also the defending champion. What should we expect?
No, I'd correct you there. I think Kenya were favourites at the start of the tournament, but obviously, yeah, that's rugby. That's rugby.
Yeah.
And Zim has been a foe all this time for Namibia. So we always contest African Cup games and so forth. So we're really looking forward. We've played against Zim, we've played against Madagascar. So two different teams, two different playing styles. So obviously, depending on what happens now in this game, we'll prepare well for that final.
Thank you so much, Coach. Wish you all the best. There you have it, Namibia, Coach. Very, very happy with the performance of the boys and also what they have done in the last 80 minutes, eliminating Kenya and booking a ticket to the final on Sunday, where they are having a chance to play either Zimbabwe or Madagascar. Right now, the player who has turned out to be key for the Namibian side is here with me, who will be joining me to just take us through how the game has been and also what they are planning to do in the finals. Congratulations, bro. Last time we talked with you, you were so happy. You had the chance to just talk about you being in position of eliminating Kenya and getting into the finals. If we may, okay, how was this game? How did you approach this game, considering that you had beaten Cote d'Ivoire 62-0?
Now, obviously, last time we talked, there was a lot of weak points against Ivory Coast. We wasn't happy with the performance at all. So me and the coach and the boys, we went back, we reviewed the game, and we highlighted what we wanted to work on. And it was a tough week for us, obviously, and we were physically and mentally prepared for Kenya.
This game was full of a lot of rivalry and anger. Kenya really pushed you. But how did you maintain that in your 22, you got almost all the possession after all that pressure?
Yeah, obviously, because the coach talked to us and said that when we defend our goal line, it's like you defend, you put your life on it. You do not let them score, and that's what the boys did. This morning we also came together and talked as a team, and we said that we will give everything, we leave everything on the field, and all for the glory of God.
Talking about leaving everything on the field, you are still having the chance. The journey is not over. Next, we are airing Zimbabwe versus Madagascar. You are either going to meet one of the two. How are you going to approach the games, considering they are also thirsty for the title?
Yeah, obviously, in my opinion, we will play Zimbabwe because they're a really physical team. They're not a weak team. And we're going to prepare for them. We will go back at the hotel. Me and the coach, we will talk. And we will also talk to the team on what we need to work on and how we approach this game.
And then finally, now as young players and also getting the opportunity from, there are so many lessons you've learned just with playing two games.
Your pardon?
The lessons you've learned from this tournament after just two games are huge. You can confirm.
The lessons we learned is we should trust each other on the field. You play for your national team, you represent your country, and you put your lives on it.
Thank you so much. There you have it, the captain of Namibia rugby team talking to us passionately and with a lot of confidence, having led his team to eliminating Kenya from this year's final. It's heartbreaking. It's a point of just reflecting and looking back at what happened to the best 15 that Curtis Olago put on the line. But now we are shifting our direction to the next match, where we will be having Madagascar versus Zimbabwe. This is the second and final semi-final of the day. From here, Namibia will know who they are playing next. Remember, Madagascar came here having beaten Tunisia, and Zimbabwe are also here.